Welcome to part 4 of my reset guide for Yun. This is going to cover Universal Overhead and Ganajin inside of your combos in order to get a reset. Now this reset is done in the corner and mid-screen. Now if you do it in the corner, as you can see here, if you're able to get 3 crouching medium punches afterward, meaning they don't quick rise, it's a 55% meter combo. It's a 45% meter combo otherwise. Every single time that you do these resets, if you get a shoulder ender or you get a specialty ender, you're going to end up with between 45 and 80% meter. So when you're doing this mid-screen, this is mostly going to come off of 1, 2, 3 activate, crouching medium punch, stand fierce shoulder, medium punch dash punch, universal overhead. Like this. Now you can also do it off of Daipon loop. But the more hits that you add, the longer that it takes, or the less meter you have to use in order to get a hit on your opponent. So when we do this reset, we're at about 45% by the time that Ken lands. So you're at roughly 50% when you do this. And that's because of the animation time for the shoulder, the dash punch, and then the universal overhead. So if you were to do the jump medium kick one, as you can see here, you're at about 65 or 70% meter, which gives you a lot more time. But also, it also means that when you're doing this off of Daipon loop, it puts you at the exact same positioning meter-wise as you would be off of just a one standing heavy punch into shoulder, dash punch reset. So this is important to keep in mind, is when you're going for resets, how much damage do you want to be doing, how much chance do you want your opponent to have to deal with your options, right? So what is the difference between this reset and the standing medium kick, or the jumping medium kick reset? Well, this reset basically has 3 timings at which you can hit your opponent. Now let's set that up, and then I will showcase the different timings. Okay, so you have instant forward medium kick, literally just tap forward to cancel the landing animation, basically, because you're in Ganajin, and then you can hit standing medium punch, or you can do delay far fierce, delay far medium kick, delay dash punch, instant light punch, fucking shoulder. You have instant dash punch, you have instant up kicks, both medium and heavy. And then you also have the ability to walk forward, and you either do 1 step or 2 steps. So you can continue to couple your moves just like you would off of the jumping medium kick reset. But you can also let them fall, and you're literally right next to them. There's no gimmicks necessary, no nothing. So you can let them fall, and you got high-low throw. Boop. You also have, low, low into Daipon loop. But as you can see here, because you did 3 crouch light kicks or 2 crouch light kicks into a crouch medium, into forward fierce dash punch eventually, you end up with about as much meter as you would get off of a normal combo. So the only reason to go for something like that is for either style or for damage, and in both cases it's probably not worth it. Now what this reset gets that the other one doesn't is the ability to instantly jump and dive kick at your opponent. So if you do immediate jump heavy dive kick, you get the ability to combo. If you do jump forward medium kick dive kick, you get the same thing. If you do jump forward, light kick, dive kick, it will whiff, and you can go for Zempo. Or you can do like fancy stuff and fancy ways to get into KO Ender. You know, like jump forward, crouch light kick palm, and continue from there. You also have the ability to jump over your opponent and then cross them up with jumping heavy kick, dive kick, super jump forward. You also have the choice of doing the same thing with jump medium kick and you'll hit in front. And then you have the ability to literally just walk and be right next to them to the point where they can't throw you, right? Now, this is special because in situations where you're landing far before your opponent like this, and in situations because in the corner you have multiple timings at which you can hit your jump or your standing medium kick as well, just like the other reset, but you can position yourself a little bit more easily mid-screen off of this to not get thrown or not get DP'd. Now for Yun in particular, he has the option select, which is walk forward and then do your half circle back slowly and then block and then do Zempo with throw, so light punch, light kick. And this also works here. And it lets you get a 55% meter reset. So that's important to note, that while it is an option for the other setup, it's a little bit safer to go for the Zempo tensions off of this setup, in my opinion. But because you have the ability to do instantaneous moves, basically, you have the ability to do instantaneous dash punches or up kicks that they have to 100% react to, then it's really difficult for your opponent to make the proper decisions here. So you have 3 different options, 4 different options if you want to talk about them falling. So technically you have more options than you do from the jumping medium kick reset. Just they're a little bit closer to the ground. Now, when you're mid-screen, if you're staying far back and you're trying to make your opponent parry or whatever, it's a little bit easier to walk forward and couple your moves, or, you know, do whatever you want to do to make them parry more when you're up close. It's harder when you're further away. Oops. Let's try that again. Why am I not getting the standing heavy punch? I got forward fierce? What? I'm sorry for the execution errors. There we go. Okay. So, when you do far stand medium kick or something, you're not going to be able to connect with much other than far fierce at a very particular timing, or like delay shoulder, which is reactable, or dash punch. So you basically have to go all in with what you're trying to do, and the further away you are, the easier it is for your opponent to, you know, make the decisions. And yeah, so while it is an option to basically let them almost hit the ground and still hit them with medium kick or far stand fierce, it's a risk. Just like it is to, you know, wait and do light punch shoulder, because, you know, they can react to the animation, or, you know, overhead. But the other thing is, like, you can walk forward and do universal overhead again if they're crouching, and hit them with that. So you have a bunch of different options, whether it's, you know, forward medium kick or, you know, walk forward and making them parry a lot. You also have the ability to go low still in the middle of your reset. So standing medium punch, stand medium punch, but doing it with a crouching light kick in between, or a crouching medium punch, or a medium kick in between, right? So those things are things you can also do to change up the timing at which your opponent has to parry. So just like the other reset, this option does exist. But like I said before, this reset has slightly less time in Ganejin, so squandering any extra time that you need to get the hit is a risk. So I'm going to showcase some stuff off of the normal combo, which is 1, 2, 3, activate, crouch medium punch, stand fierce, fierce shoulder, into dash punch, universal overhead. And then we'll talk about all the options again, and then we'll talk about, you know, like, well, what can you do after some certain situations, and then we'll showcase a few combos, and then we'll switch characters, showcase a few combos, and then we'll end. Okay, so in this situation, if you hit forward medium kick, well, you're like, okay, well, I hit my forward medium kick, now what are my options? Can I walk forward standing medium punch? If you do it correctly, absolutely. Can you do another forward medium kick? If you carry it correctly, then yes, you can. But it also has to be an instantaneous, an instantaneous Kara, which is kind of difficult. So it's not really worth it to go for a double forward medium kick, although it is possible. Just like that. You have walk a step and then standing fierce punch, which lets you go into stuff like that, like KO ender. And then you also have, you know, walk forward, forward fierce. So like every single type of button is broken down into all their different options. So you get like, okay, well I can do heavy shoulder, or I can do medium punch shoulder, or I can do standing heavy punch into heavy punch shoulder. So like, there's a plethora of different options. So again, we'll go over all the different options, and inside the text guide we'll showcase all the different options, what comes next and what comes third, because off of this original reset, you basically have 3 choices before you have to choose how you want to get your ender. So off of like far stand fierce, you know, you have heavy punch shoulder, you have walk forward forward fierce, you have medium punch dash punch, and you know, you have ways to get into like KO ender from that. You have light punch dash punch, medium punch dash punch, but if you want to continue going in the same direction off of the medium punch dash punch, you actually have to take a step back or hold back during the animation so that you can actually hit the standing medium punch on the correct side of your opponent. So like I said, most of these resets and combos will net you between 45 and 55% meter. You have, you know, light punch shoulder into dash punch, light punch shoulder into, you know, walk stand medium punch, light punch shoulder into far medium kick, light punch shoulder into forward fierce, light punch forward shoulder. Basically all your buttons fucking work here, right? You have light punch shoulder into walk, light punch medium punch. At the correct distance, it will be far medium punch, so you have to keep that in mind. You know, you have far stand medium kick into Kara medium kick, right? You have far stand medium kick into far fierce shoulder, you know, far stand medium kick into forward medium punch, or medium kick into whatever. It's basically like, you got to think of it like anime fighter, where you have different combo routes, right? Um, it's essentially like playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z when you're doing your air combos and what you can do when on the ground, what you can do when. So you have your forward medium kick, your forward stand medium punch, your walk forward medium punch, your medium punch light punch, medium punch fierce punch, medium kick. So when you're doing stuff like walk forward medium punch medium kick, it's very difficult to get proper enders. And the reason I say that is because you're using a lot of the time that you would have, and you also need to be distanced correctly to get like up kick enders, which is 100% possible. Let's see if I can do it. So you can do it, but it's not easy. So when you're doing stuff like this, you can still get like KO ender, but it's not easy. You basically have to get the last two hits behind his head in order to get it to work. The last two kicks have to hit the shoulder behind his head. And it has to be done with Kara standing medium kicks. So stuff like that is like inconsistent. So it's not worth going for. But like basic combos like this are super easy to do. And if you back off and you just go for meter build, instead of like Oki, you end up with 55% or 50% with only two mediums, and then you have your choices of what you want to do for Oki afterward against certain characters. You have the option of walk forward crouching medium punch, but it's not as, an option I really like. But you can still get, KO ender out of it and all that kind of shit. So like when you're thinking about all these different options, you're like, okay, well, can I get forward medium kick? Can I get walk medium punch? Can I get my Kara stand medium kick here? But when you're doing it in the corner, you have less to worry about, right? Because here you have, medium punch fierce, medium punch medium kick, the proper enders, which give you 55%. You have medium punch light punch, easy ways to get into all your enders in the corner. You have medium punch walk fierce, or medium punch fierce walk palm. You have all the different ways that you can get in. And all that stuff's super important to understand, is that when you're doing this, you have a bunch of different options in every situation, no matter what. So finding the optimal damage and stuff like that, it's important, but because every reset is going to be freestyle, you have to understand that, if you're playing like a robot and just doing if-then statements, okay, if this hits then this, if this hits then this, and then I get this, and then I get this. Wonderful if you're able to do that. Most people are not able to do that. Memorization to that point is just, even for myself, is difficult. But that's how I learn, unfortunately. Is through repetition and figuring out, max damage for things and all that stuff. So eventually in my text guide there will be max damage off of every reset in the corner and all that stuff. But like in this You know, it's basically the same damage as a regular combo. You're getting 20% more meter. So you're taking a risk to get 20 to 30% more meter than you would normally get in a combo. So if you think that's worth it, you know, by all means, you can go for it. So let's showcase some enders on other characters, or combos on other characters. So look at the twins. Twins combos mostly can be done on Ibuki and Oro as well. Remy, I believe. So against twins, you're going to want to be doing combos that end with crouching medium punch up kicks. And these are, you know, kind of difficult to do. So you have like forward medium kick, walk medium punch, or forward medium kick, forward fierce, forward medium kick, forward fierce, and then you have like, or standing medium punch, forward fierce, standing medium punch, forward medium kick, forward fierce, stand fierce into dash punch. So that's like the sort of optimal stuff that you're looking for. So the idea here is that you want like 3 hits into stand fierce into DP or dash punch, but one of the hits needs to be fast. Because if you're just doing forward fierce, like medium punch, forward fierce, dash punch, you're not really going to get a whole lot out of it. You can get, you know, the ender with the jumping heavy kick, dive kick into crouching medium punch up kick, so you can get that stuff on twins, which is what players like Nika KO like to go for, because it's consistent. But if you're doing like fire stand medium kick, forward fierce, like it's not gonna work in most cases. So you're gonna have to screw around with things to get optimization. And it's certainly not easy to optimize these sort of situations against twins. But you have like very basic combos like this, where you get delay, and then you're close enough, and you're basically at 50% meter. Against twins and stuff like that, it can be a little bit more difficult to do some of the combos. So let me find 1 or 2 of the combos that okay. So we have light punch, dash punch, right? And then we have stand medium punch, forward medium kick, walk stand heavy punch, up kicks. So that's basically the combo. Oops. Light punch, dash punch first. And then you'd have crouching medium punch up kicks there. There we go. And then let's see. If you were to do like delayed far stand heavy punch, and then do forward fierce, you can do standing medium kick, medium punch shoulder. Stuff like that. And then you can also manage to do bit higher. I have some combos written out for twins, but not very many. So this one is forward medium kick into far stand heavy punch, far stand medium kick into oops. So it would be heavy punch shoulder there. So it's forward medium kick, stand heavy punch, walk, stand medium kick into heavy punch shoulder, medium punch shoulder, into walk, crouch medium kicks, up kicks, I believe. Oops. And you can also do that basic stuff as well. Oops. And if you try to go for like very far stand fierce and stuff like that, like you're not going to connect. There we go. Simple stuff like that. So that's forward medium kick, far stand fierce. Yeah, forward medium kick, far stand fierce. Walk, far stand fierce, double shoulder into walk forward, crouching medium punch, up kicks. Timing is obviously very specific. It's also forward fierce, walk forward fierce. There we go. So you have basic stuff like that as well. So let's talk about stuff on like Dudley. That sort of situation will also work. But characters like Dudley and Alex, where you can cross under with certain situations, with dash punch to force side swaps. I don't know these off the top of my head, so I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. So, off of this, very simple combos. So you would end up getting your reset, and then, you know, forward fierce, dash punch. You could get simple resets like that, where you'd get crouch medium punch up kicks, or you could do forward medium kick, standing fierce, forward fierce, into medium punch, dash punch. Resets like that. That would work on like Alex and Dudley and stuff like that. Similar things should work on Hugo as well, but in my written guide eventually there will be character specific stuff as well. Any sort of situation on Makoto that you could think of where you would get, you know, Kara standing medium kick, universal overhead stuff, not universal overhead, Kara standing medium kick, Enders, like into, you would go for like KO Ender on normal characters, or not normal characters, but Shotos. Oops. This might not work on her. Nope. So, if you were to do like forward medium kick, dash punch, you can walk under her and end up doing side swap mix-ups. No, not really side swap mix-ups, but so you got basic enders on her as well. Then you would also have, you know, crouching medium punch up kicks on her. But let's see if I can. Oh yeah, okay, so that'll work. Where you can get that ender. So like standing medium punch, shoulder, Kara shoulder, or Kara forward medium kick, into Kara standing medium kick, into walk forward, light punch shoulder, forward fierce, crouching medium punch up kicks. I want it down, stupid game. There we go. As you can see there, that's a shitload of meter. And then if you were to get, you know, 1, 2, 3 shoulder, one thing, they were like one block away from whatever. In the corner on Makoto, it's a little bit harder, if I remember correctly. Unless you're like at perfect spacing. So yeah, like against characters like her or Alex, it can be a little bit funky due to their hitbox. So if you try to do it off of like that reset, or like that situation, it's not going to work. And if you try to do it off of medium punch, dash punch there, it's not going to work. You have to use heavy dash punch against Alex in the corner. If I remember right, you have to, you can use medium punch against him in the mid-screen because you can walk forward a step. Oops. Yep, so you can still do it against him mid-screen. But your choices, as you can see here, let me get this set up correctly. So the amount of time that you have to wait in order to do things against Alex is different than most characters. But you still have the same sort of resets that you do against Dudley. So just keep that sort of thing in mind when you're doing corner resets against Alex, that you have to do fierce punch, dash punch. Otherwise, he doesn't get hit by the universal overhead. There's going to be other character-specific stuff I haven't really looked into, optimized combos and optimized choices and stuff when my written guide eventually comes out. But until then, you're stuck with this video. So hopefully this is good enough until then, and thanks for watching.